right, so why is knowing your Etsy profit important for your Etsy business? Not only just knowing this on a monthly basis, but maybe even on a weekly basis, or better yet, on a daily basis. And is it even necessary? Now, in my opinion, I would say on a monthly basis, absolutely. On a weekly basis, absolutely. Daily basis, or every few days, up to you. But I'm somebody that particularly likes to look at my profit every single day. So there's two main huge benefits from knowing your business numbers. So knowing your metrics and understanding each part of your Etsy business engine from a bird's eye view level and really understanding where all your money is being spent. And the reason I know this is because this was probably one of the biggest problems in my business, and I could have saved a lot of money, avoided a lot of mistakes, and overall just have a better business relationship with my first brand that was a seven-figure per year Etsy brand. All right, so let's get into this video. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about is something in business called vanity metrics. What knowing your real-time profit does and understanding, again, that pie, that business engine pie on a very frequent basis, what this does, it allows us to avoid what is called, like I said, vanity metrics. Vanity metrics are historically metrics that sellers, not even just in e-commerce, but in all different types of businesses, what business owners tend to do is get caught up in these types of metrics because historically they're the largest metrics that show up on the screen. So for an Etsy business particularly, this is things like revenue or impressions or clicks. I'm not saying that it's not important to look at those things, but it's not the deciding factor to determine whether or not your business is succeeding or not. I would say hundreds of Etsy merchants, I actually took it upon myself a few weeks ago to make an open calendar invite and interview. I didn't get to 500, my goal was 500, but I got into the hundreds of Etsy sellers over, the last 5 years of speaking with you guys. I've now spoken to hundreds of you guys. And what I've learned is that most sellers either one are guesstimating their profit, or they have no idea, or they're doing their books on something called a cash-based accounting system, which we'll talk about that later. When you do that, it usually steers you towards looking at things, like I said, like vanity metrics, and allowing that to determine your success, because it's a really not proper, I don't want to say it's incorrect, but it's just not an efficient way to analyze your business. When you know your real-time profit, when you can look from a bird's eye view at your business engine and understand each part of your business engine, right? You then have an honest relationship with your business because it's in your face. You can't deny it, right? You can see that your shipping cost percentage is getting too high. You can see that your cost of goods sold is increasing and something's wrong there. Maybe we need to increase our sale prices. We can see, our marketing cost percentage is increasing instead of what it's supposed to be doing, which is decreasing. Or maybe we launched 50 new products that month and it's okay that our marketing cost percentage went up because it's expected since we're testing out new ads with the new products, right? So overall, when you're being truthful and honest and have an honest visual of your business, it allows you to make better decisions for your business and stay away from things like we mentioned, like impressions and clicks and revenue that is really not telling you anything about the actual success of your business, which for Etsy should be profit, and not only profit on a store level, but being able to analyze your product profit on an each product level per product variant. So every single product variant, you should be trailing the true profit on those products or SKUs, however you identify your products. And number two is And guys, this is where I get to reveal to you a tool that I've been working on for over a year and a half. I have put my whole heart, soul, and love into this software, and basically it's going to solve this problem for you. Not only is it going to solve staying away from vanity metrics for you, but it's going to solve a lot of in-depth problems that Etsy sellers face outside of just having a truthful, honest relationship with your business. My team and I have built a tool called ProfitTree, and this is the first time ever real profit tracking solution for Etsy merchants. So in real time, we can give you all the pieces of the pie of your Etsy business engine. So you can spend more time making higher level decisions and educated decisions on your next best efforts for your business and scale your business that much faster. In this first year, we have so many features, so many valuable features in our pipeline. And so we would love to share this with you by showing you what we're doing, by giving you your first month completely for free. And if you would like to be be in that beta launch. Make sure you sign up in the link in the description, and you will basically get grandfathered into our beta pricing, which is going to be the cheapest pricing that we ever have. And you're also going to get grandfathered into all the upgrades of the tool for that first full year as our promise to you, to show and prove to you that we're really doing our everything to make your experience on Etsy and your business, to really show how to build an Etsy business on a high level. Because the future rendition of successful Etsy merchants, I believe it's really moving away from this side hustle thing. And so in order to be a high level business owner, right, you need to know this type of information so you can spend your time in the right places on your business. So make sure you sign up for the link in the description, and let's get back into the video. And number 2 is kind of what I already touched on, is knowing your real-time metrics allows you to make better, educated, data-driven decisions about the next best steps or the next best things that you're gonna do in your business. So as entrepreneurs, especially if you're starting out as a solopreneur, you are everything. You are marketing, you are photography, that is marketing, you are PPC, your listing optimization, your research and development, you're maybe making your own products, your customer service, you're everything as a solopreneur when you first start out. And you only have so many hours in the day to decide on your next best moves on behalf of your business. And so when you can see things like your top performing products or the products that are actually making you the most profit, right, we can make better decisions on what we should be focused on. So that was just a small example, but let's give you some more in-depth case study examples of what this could actually look like for you when you're making your decisions. So here, let's give some examples. And this is actually an example for me. So the first one is actually a case study example of my own shop. So from 2022 to 2023, we saw that our shipping cost percentage increased drastically because shipping prices increased and we were offering free shipping at the time. And so what we tested out as a result, because we could see that our shipping cost was about 8%, which is 8% of revenue, is quite a lot for shipping. What we split tested was trying out our best-selling items with no free shipping, and it actually did not affect the listing, right? And I know Etsy says that they prioritize free shipping, but that's actually not true because there's a lot of niches that it actually doesn't affect it at all. And what we found with our customer avatar specifically is that there was no effect or decline in sales because we don't offer free shipping anymore. And actually from 2022 to 2023, our sales doubled. So all of our other efforts has actually contributed to almost not doubling, but increasing our sales by 70% in 2023, as you can see here. Another example here is inside of Etsy, you can obviously see, your best selling listings, right? So with our tool, you can actually see on a per product level what products are actually making you the most profit. So in some cases, stores have hundreds of listings that are comprised of thousands of variation options. And it's really hard off the top of your head just to remember the cost of goods sold on every single product. So we don't have to do this anymore. You can just go into the database and actually start sorting your products by the most profit, right? And then we know that those are the types of products or the future renditions of products that we should create, right? If we have a best-selling, most profitable product, right, how do we go more into that direction or split test more of that type of product to basically get more sales, right? And if you've only tested out one listing type with one type of image, you might want to consider split testing that same product type, but maybe staged 3 or 4 different ways to see which one gets the best CTR to then optimize against your last best metric. So if you are selling the same product in a different listing with a different staging environment, right? If your CTR on the one that was historically the best was 1.2, maybe you'll find that when you split test the main image for the same product, you can get that CTR up to 1.7. And now you just tweak the dial by focusing not only on your most profitable product, but also optimize the best-selling product compared to the previous one. Or maybe you find that in your best-selling listing, that is the most profitable, right? Inside that listing, you have 10 different variation options to purchase. And in that drop-down menu, you can see in ProfitTree that maybe one of those variation options out of 10 is the one that is making you 90% of the sales from the listing. But the main image that you have for that listing is not that specific style or color, right? So in that case scenario, historically, I don't tell people to ever change the SEO of a performing listing, especially an image. But when you have data to back your decision, there is always exceptions to the rule. So if you find that your listing that is getting you the most sales, but the one variation option that's making you 90% of your sales is not being listed in the main image, then I would consider altering the main image to that actual product. So if you're selling shirts and you have pink, blue, black, yellow, and you find that pink is the one that's selling the most, but you have yellow as the main image, right? Then you might want to consider changing the main image to the pink one and then trailing the CTR to see how it increased, since 90% of your customers are buying the pink one. Moreover, say you don't have pink in the title, I would consider putting pink in the title as well. And finally, one that we already touched on before, in Etsy, you're always competing against your last best metric. So when you can visually see something like your marketing cost percentage that should historically get decreased over time, right? So if in month 3, you're running an 18% marketing cost percentage, right? You're gonna try to tweak the dials on your PPC to try to get it down to 16%, maybe the next month. And then the next month, get it down to say 14%. And this is how you chip away at each one of those pies to make a really dialed in and optimized business engine. So then we can focus on trying to get that, the most important piece of the pie, that is net profit, become one of the largest pie slices that you see on the screen. ProfitTree also does a lot of other things like in-depth analytics on your product reports and also on your listing reports. So we calculate something for you called your break-even ROAS, which if you don't know what break-even ROAS means or even how to run Etsy ads, make sure you cue that Etsy ads playlist next. Overall, guys, thank you so much for staying to the end. I have been working on ProfitTree with my team for a long time now, and this was one of the biggest pain points in my own business. And I also see that this is a huge pain point for just Etsy sellers as a whole, as Etsy metrics and analytics are not particularly good by any means. Like, you can have revenue in 3 different places on your Etsy screen and it can be calculated 3 different ways. So we don't have to worry about guessing anymore. You can have concrete data on your business so you can make higher level decisions about your store. Again, like I already mentioned, there's gonna be a link in the description to get on that wait list, or where you will get grandfathered into our beta pricing, which will be the cheapest pricing ever, and get all of the upgraded features for your first year. Overall, guys, thank you so much for staying to the end. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you think you got any value out of this video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.